Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We are going to do another haul video and talk about online auctions today. If you've noticed, I've changed up the background. I am sitting downstairs in my family room. I have a lot of the orange glass that goes around the mantle normally, where the Christmas decorations are in the videos you've seen, plus the knick-knack shelf behind me, and of course a table with a cool lamp on it. So I thought, let's try doing some haul videos down here, switching it up a little bit. This grouping of items I picked up from an online auction last week that I was participating in. And for those of you who have never participated in an online auction or want to know what an online auction is, it's becoming more and more popular these days. A lot of companies are starting to do it. Basically what they do is, instead of doing an auction in person where they sell off everything or hauling it into an auction house, some companies will opt to go into the house, catalog everything, group it together in some circumstances, and sell it via online. And so the company that I like to participate in their auctions, they have their own app, so they do everything on their own website. Now there's a lot of different things to factor in when doing an online auction. Most, if not all, online auction companies will charge you a buyer's premium. And what that means is you pay the price for the item plus an additional charge. In most cases, it's anywhere from 10 to 20%. Some cases, it's even higher. But so if you pay $100 for something and the buyer's premium is $15, you pay $115 total for the item. Now, some companies will charge you sales tax, others do not charge you sales tax. It all depends on the company and the area, so you have to factor that in as well. There's quite a few of these companies out there, and I always like to look into them and do some research. We have about a half dozen in this area that run online auctions on a regular basis, and there's two or three that I like to frequent. There's two or three that I don't frequent. I've had some experiences with one in particular that I'm not going to mention, but I thought I lost my mind when I woke up one morning and the items that I were bidding on, which were lots apart, like one was lot number 10, one was lot number 150, one was 175. They all hit the max bid within a minute or two of each other. So in that experience, I checked with a friend who I knew was bidding. Same thing happened to her. She checked with another friend that was bidding. Same thing happened to him. It all happened in the middle of the night. So at that point, we knew we were done with that. So make sure, if you want to participate in an online auction, you consider: 1, you have to pay your buyer's premium; 2, you might have to pay sales tax; 3, do your research on the company, see what kind of reviews they have. If you know people that have participated in their auctions, feel free to ask them what they think. And 4, also pay attention to when the pickup time and the auction ends. You do have to carefully watch your auctions as they're ending. In some circumstances, you can put a max bid in, which it'll go to that bid, and then once it exceeds that bid, then it will let you know you've been outbid. But it's always good, as the auction, if the auction's ending on a Wednesday night at 7 o'clock, make sure you're available, around that time so you can keep an eye on it. The pickup times are also important to pay attention to. In some circumstances, they will schedule a pickup, say, from 8 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon on a Wednesday. So you have to make sure that you're available to pick up the items. Otherwise, you're pretty much screwed at that point. So they always recommend that if you can't pick up the items during the designated times, then do not bid on them. And what happens is, once the auction finishes and all the items that you've bought are invoiced, it ends up that they will send you an invoice. They will also send you a link to schedule a time. The particular auction that I use this week that I really, really like, they have a scheduling software that you can go in, and they have slots. I think it's 2 or 3 per slot. There you can either schedule a 15-minute or a 30-minute window to pick up, depending on how much you have or if you have bulky furniture. so that you don't have everybody converging on the house at the same time and, causing a traffic jam. It also helps them because if they know you're coming at 11:45 and you have a 15-minute window to pick it up, they will pull all your items and put them in one place so that when you go to check in, you go to the desk, you tell them who you are, you show them the paid invoice, and then they'll take you over to your items so that you can load them up. So this particular auction, it had a lot of really interesting items. There was a lot of interesting art glass, some Murano. There was some really cool, interesting Swedish pottery that I was bidding on. Unfortunately, I didn't get. And with that, when you see some of these lots, I've noticed that you can actually use Google Image, which I did, to look up some of these items to see what the sold comps are. And in the case of the Swedish pottery that I was bidding on, there was 3 or 4 pieces in that lot that had really good pictures that I was able to use in Google Image to get a sold comp value for on eBay. And when I looked at what I had to pay for it to make a profit, including paying the buyer's premium, and I put my max bid in, it actually sold for full-blown retail. And in that situation, I was actually there when the person picked it up, and they were talking to another person that I know, and they were obviously a new person. They opened an antique booth at one of the local antique malls, and they were going for a specific look, and they made mention that they saw the one piece listed online for $450. And unfortunately, my friend burst her bubble and said, it's only worth about $150. So it's very important that you actually get a sold comp on some of this stuff, because you don't want to pay what somebody's asking for it, or close to, or half the price somebody's asking for it. Because in reality, they might be asking $400 for it, but it only might be worth $100. So you want to make sure you leave yourself some room for profit or margin. So with that being said, definitely check out some of the local online auctions. You can see a lot of that information on estatesales.net is a good website to look at. And what we're going to do is get into some of the items I bought. I picked a few things. I ended up buying a ton of linens. There's a lot of damask tablecloths and napkins, which are really good sellers right this time of year because Easter's coming. I picked up some linen placemats, a few pieces of glassware, some pottery, and we'll just get into it and see what we got. So there was one lot of blankets and towels and linens that really caught my attention, and I pulled 3 pieces out of that lot that I thought were really cool. And one of them is this great Flower Power towel set. Now there's 6 towels. I do have them listed on eBay individually because some people might only want 2, but they're made by Fieldcrest, or Springmade. They're in good shape. They have been used, but they still have a lot of life left in them. I just find that the vintage towels, not only do they have a great design and color to them, as you can see, but they hold up really well. They really withstand the test of time. And like, you don't see towels like this in the store anymore. So like I said, I got 6 of them, and I did place them online already. So they're in my eBay shop, which the link's down in the description. Put these down here. In that lot, I ended up with 2 of these wool blankets. This one is 100% wool, made in England. It's got the black stripe on it. It's made for gimbals. Now this one does have 2 little moth holes in it, but in reality, a lot of people are buying these, making ottoman covers out of them, or they're using them to recover chairs. Just, they have a great design to them. Even with the moth holes in them, people just whip stitch them and use them still. So, very nice blanket. This was the other one. Now this one is the name is escaping me. It's not a Hudson Bay blanket. Very similar. I'm suffering a little bit from an allergy infection, or sinus infection. So I just got some antibiotics today, so they're kicking in, and I'm still a little congested. So bear with me. But this is an early Whitney's Point And this is the 4-striped. You have the red, the green, and then I don't want to take the glassware out, which I almost did, the blue and the yellow. Now this one does have some larger holes in it, but again, people are using them for reupholstery. My friend Amanda that owns Ruby Twine, which is a local reupholstery business, she's made some amazing stockings out of these. She's done ottomans in them. She's done wingback chairs in them. Actually, if you look at one of my Christmas videos, right over here above the fireplace here, I have those stockings that actually match this. So, like I said, people are still buying them, and there's still some decent money even with the holes in them. So this is actually listed on eBay already. It's, I believe, 72 or 92 by 100. So let's switch over to some glassware. There were 2 lots that I bought, and each lot had one specific piece in it that I really liked. But I got this really cool vase. It's an art glass vase. It does have some water marks in it. It needs to be cleaned. I got to run it through the dishwasher and clean it. But very cool, very nice heavy piece. This piece is actually signed. It has some really cool etchings on it. There's 2 men in a canoe. And I'm trying to see, it says JL, and it's RARHULA. So I'm going to look this up. Again, it does need to be cleaned, but you can see there's some really cool little etchings and stuff on it. But nice piece. This is one of my favorites. This is a signed paperweight with the peacock feather. It actually doesn't even do the justice. It lights up. It's amazing when a light's on it. I actually thought about possibly keeping this, but I don't think I will. I think I'll let it go. But it's signed. Looks like 880. I don't know. I'll have to look this up, but it's a beautiful piece. Like I said, the camera doesn't do it justice, but it's a very nice piece. This was another piece that I was really excited about. This Murano, and I did look this up. I forget the name of it, but it's absolutely gorgeous. This Cubist style, just amazing red, yellow piece. And like I said, it's in great shape. Everything needs a good wash. They had it in cupboards for years, but just has this great modernist design to it. I don't see any signatures on it, but it is a beautiful piece. This ashtray really intrigued me as well. And I'm trying to see, it's got these almost facets underneath. But like I said, everything needs to be washed because it was put away for a while. I got some studio pottery pieces. Now I did take a couple into the store already, some smaller ones, but look at this bowl. It's absolutely amazing with the design. Just a great bowl. Nice size for serving pasta or fruit in or something. But it's a really pretty with the pinks and greens, and the handles are really neat as well. So that will be going probably in the eBay store at some point. And then I got this bowl too, which is absolutely amazing with the greens, the navy and the blues and the greens. Very nice piece. This is also signed. This is an Orcas bowl made in '97 by Aaron and Sid. But it's amazing with the blues and the greens. Very psychedelic. But this is also a good size for like pasta, fruits, vegetables, just a great serving bowl when you have company. And then of course there were some linens that I was surprised to find. There are some Irish tea towels that have never been used. Who doesn't love 2 puppy dogs with a bow? But it gets better. Because if you don't like dogs, who doesn't love some psychedelic cats that are absolutely amazing? And again, none of these were ever used. And if animals aren't your thing, then I'm sure vegetables will be with this mod block pattern towel. This is amazing. Again, all made in Ireland, so Irish linens, and never used. And then, of course, they did have one vintage American-made Pennsylvania Dutch towel that has never been used. So like I said, I got other things that I have and I will be listing. There's a lot of linen placemat napkin sets. There's some raffia placemats, some Vera placemats, a few aprons, and a lot of damask tablecloths. And there's one more red and black blanket I have to put up, and then a really cool Cubist 70s wool knit blanket with fringe on it that I gotta put up too as well. But definitely worth the experience. I think I did really well. I think I did dodge some bullets, not getting into a bidding war. It's really hard at an auction not to just want to just win everything. And sometimes with these online auctions, it can get to that point. I have had it happen in the past where I had to have it, and in the end I probably paid too much for something. But you just learn over time, like, it's just stuff. It'll come back around again at some point. You might find something else. And in all honesty, I did. I was glad I kind of pulled back, because Friday afternoon after work, I ran out to another private estate. I found somebody on Facebook that was selling a couple things. It turns out they were liquidating their 95-year-old neighbor's assets because she went into an assisted living. And I walked into this house, and I will be doing a haul video. I will be showing you guys some of the stuff. I was overwhelmed. I didn't expect what I walked into. They literally had everything. They had pulled it out, put it on tables around the room. It was like my own private estate sale with nobody there. And I just walked around. I made this massive pile. I bought a huge elephant collection, which most of the elephants I took up to the store yesterday and priced and did a really cool display with all the elephants. I bought a acro agate bridge lamp that somebody had painted gold over. So last night I scraped all the gold paint off the glass and restored that. So that will be most likely hitting Facebook Marketplace because there's no way to ship it. It does glow under black light. There's, I think, 4 pieces of glass that light up. All sorts of Halloween, Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving. I'm trying to think what else was there. And I have to go back on Wednesday because they found more, including Pyrex and a few more knickknacks and everything. They're still pulling stuff out of cabinets, and they don't want to deal with an auction house. I didn't want to record while I was over there because the brother and sister-in-law who are also there from out of town, it was very tough for them. They were kind of down, but at the same time they were glad somebody was coming and finding useful things. And oh, and the big thing, I got a 7-foot aluminum tree and color wheel as well. So, like I said, I'll be doing a separate video on that, but I just wanted to touch base because I haven't done any videos all week. So, if you like the new background, if you like the items you see, make sure you check out my eBay store. Like the video, subscribe. That is the most important thing. We are getting close. We keep teetering in this one area between subscribers. So if you like the video and the content, and you've seen other videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It helps me out. It also lets you know when new content is coming out. Tell your friends about it. Share the videos. The channel keeps growing, and I'm very happy with the direction it's going in. And I'm getting a lot of really positive feedback, a lot of messages from everybody, a lot of people hitting the eBay store. So if you bought something, thank you so much. We appreciate your business. And as always, feel free to come back for the next one. Thanks, guys.